Desserts aren't always right.
But they're so sweet.
Christian Arcand.
What makes you the authority, brah?
Christian and King.
I know what the goodies.
Welcome to the goodie room.
Weekdays noon to 3 on ESPN New Hampshire Radio. Streaming live on ESPNNewHampshireRadio.com.
So what? So what? So let's dance.
Now, here's Christian Arcand and Tom King.
Well, good afternoon, Christian and King, ESPN New Hampshire, streaming live on the ESPN radio app and on ESPNNHradio.com. I'm Christian Arcand, that's Tom King. Hi, Tom. Shh. What?
Doing show prep. Quiet, please.
Doing some show prep,
Yes,
are we?
Yes, please.
Well, first time for everything.
Please. Shh.
Sorry.
Yeah, keep it down. will you,
Reading
please?
Mark Herzlich's book over there.
Keep it down, will you, please?
He'll be our guest at 105 today. New York Giant, former
is
Boston
interesting.
College Eagle, Mark Herzlich, whose charity golf tournament will be teeing off on Monday for research for bone cancer, which Mr. Herzlich survived several years ago and is now a Super Bowl champion, unfortunately for Patriots fans. But yes, he will join us on this program, on these airwaves. He'll be calling in right at 1:05. And we'll get to that in a minute. We'll talk more about that, of course, later on in the show. But, Tom, I have something to say.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Done, huh?
Bye. Red Sox, swept by the Cubs.
Oh, no, that's a turning point for you.
Absolutely 100% out. The 72 hours.
Turning point,
72 hours was
I
the
love
difference
it.
between a turning point and this season actually being worse than 2012. Now, let me explain why this season is worse than
Because the expectations were high.
Bobby Valentine. Yes, that's it. First of all, there was expectations. They have a real manager this year, and they're actually trying, Tom. That's the part that's killing me, is they're going out there and they're actually trying. And they're getting swept by the freaking Cubs.
Well, they're young at one end and old at the other. And
nary the two shall hit.
Exactly. You know,
Basically.
that's the problem.
They're trying. They're going out there. They're giving it
I
their
got my
best.
own problems. I got swept by Tampa Bay, all right? Please?
That's right. I know.
I'm 18-23 at home.
You got swept by Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay.
Damn. And
Swept.
once again.
2 run losses, 1 3-run loss.
Okay. That's bad.
It is bad.
Don't want to see that.
No. The Yankees and the Red Sox stink.
You know who the hottest team in the AL East is right now?
Baltimore.
The Rays. They won
the
5
Rays?
in a
Oh,
row.
that's right, yeah. Baltimore's not bad either.
They won 7 of their last 10.
If they ever get to play again with all that rain coming.
Yeah, I know. Baltimore has won 6 of their last 10.
Where are the
That's
Red
true.
Sox this weekend?
The Red Sox this weekend are at home taking on the Baltimore Orioles.
Okay.
I think they're at home.
Yeah, I think
They got to be at home. They were
I
just
think
on the
they're
road.
home, yeah.
Yeah, they are at home. They have the day off today. Tomorrow, a day game. John Lester will get the start. Then John Lackey going after him as we get back into the normal rotation. Brandon Workman last night was horrible. I mean, it was one of the worst starts I've ever seen him have. And the offense came through a little bit but once the 14th, 15th, and 16th runs crossed the plate, you pretty much knew this one was over, and the series was over. And as far as I'm concerned, frankly, Tom King, this Red Sox season is over.
Oh, okay, well, you can talk about that. I've got 6 more pages to read.
All right, fine. Then go read in the other room then. That's how we're going to be
I can read here. It's relaxing.
Oh, great.
It's nice and cool in here.
It is cool in here.
Yes, it is.
That's true. It does feel nice in here. 603-883.
I mean, I really...
What?
I'm shocked. I thought they'd be much better than this. I
Uh-huh.
really am. I thought they'd be a lot better. I thought they would, I don't know. I thought their younger players would be a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
I thought their bullpen would be a little bit better.
Bullpen's been good.
Yeah, it wasn't that good last night.
It was bad last night, but it's been great
Yeah.
all season. I mean, it's been one of the best bullpens in all of baseball, actually. So I don't know how much better you thought the bullpen was going to be.
I don't think I'd see stuff like last night. I mean, the Cubs just kept tacking on run after run after run.
Right.
Every time the Red Sox would make a run, the Cubs would tack on a run.
Okay, but that happened like once the whole year.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't think there's any, I'd trade Koji.
Oh, now you want to trade Koji?
Yeah, I would
Oh,
now.
I thought you can't trade the closer.
Well, you know
What happened to that 3 days ago there, Mr. Turning Point?
Yeah, because I hit a turning point.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And what's the turning point? Why would you now trade Koji, but you wouldn't 3 days ago?
Turned left and went down a hill.
Right.
With no brakes.
What? But like,
With no brakes.
who has no brakes?
The Red Sox.
I'm losing
on
you
their
in the
way-
metaphor here.
They're on their way downhill with no brakes.
Yes, indeed.
Can't stop.
Right.
Can't stop the trend. You see what I mean?
I do see what you mean. Gotcha. 603-883-9900, your phone number, 883.
But you know, when you
We
said
got a
Koji,
phone. We got a call.
when you said Koji was 39, you know,
You didn't know how old he was before I said that?
I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah, he was very old. We're getting into Mariano Rivera territory
Yeah,
here, which is
mine.
funny because he's still pitching very well,
Getting into
like
my territory.
Rivera did when at that age. But yes, I mean at this point, and now you almost wonder. I mean, if Koji's not part of the plan going forward, this year's basically becoming a wash. Now, mathematically, of course, it's still very possible for the Red Sox to get a playoff berth here, and I do understand that, and I do acknowledge it. But I'm sorry. I mean, if they can only score runs once every 4 games, and it's not enough to win,
The
then
Oriole
forget
pitching
it.
staff isn't exactly dominant. Let's see what.
Yeah,
the call,
neither
let's
is
see
the
what
Yankees pitching
Let's
staff.
see what the caller thinks.
Neither was the Chicago Cubs pitching staff. Doesn't matter. Jim Akers is in Manchester. Hello, Jim. How are you?
How you doing, guys?
Good, Jim. What's up?
Christian, directed at you. I heard that Home Depot is now changing the name of their sale. Instead of the 4th of July sale on all floor cleaning implements, they're referring it to the Turning Point sale.
The Turning Point sale. Very nice.
But,
Did you ever see that movie?
I
I got to see that movie. I got to see if I can watch that movie, Turning Point.
Now, in regards to Professor King, since he's been taking you to school on this World Cup, and Tom, as you know, I'm totally 100% in your camp. I got a few. Christian likes to throw out the numbers. There were a few stats brought up on your radio station earlier today.
Yes.
That maybe Mr. Arcand isn't aware of, because he has these high-in-the-sky pipe dreams that this is going to be some kind of big boom to the soccer industry. But after the last World Cup, they saw less than a 5% bump in viewership and no noticeable bump in gate sales.
Oh, for the MLS?
Gate sales in MLS?
For the MLS.
MLS, yeah.
And this was in 2010?
And this was in 2010,
I think
which was a very up year for World Cup.
I think they'll see a bigger bump this time, but then it'll level off.
And ESPN stats from the business agent, the WNBA does a bigger share than MLS games on ESPN. The WNBA. You are aware that's women's NBA.
MLS is on. I didn't even think MLS was on ESPN.
For
Revolution.
the games that they cover, their share
they do
was
some good-
less.
They do? Okay.
Yeah.
Then WNBA, that doesn't surprise me. I don't think they have a very big TV audience at all. I never claimed they did. But if we're talking TV audience, the USA-Belgium game outdid almost every NBA Finals game. It outdid the Stanley Cup playoffs. It outdid all of that. So
I expect that.
But as Tom has said, it's because it's a national event. It's patriotism. It's not the love of soccer.
Okay, so where was this
Soccer is
patriotism in
going
2010?
nowhere.
Then where was the patriotism in 2010?
It was there. People
In
watched it.
2006,
It was up in
tens of
2010
thousands
over-
of people went into city squares and arenas and filled every single seat to watch a soccer game in 2010. That's not true. You can't honestly believe that.
It was up over 2010, but that doesn't mean it transfers into anything other than it's a patriotic Olympic event.
Yeah, we just
Soccer is not going anywhere.
what we're saying
I've heard
is
it
that
for
this isn't gonna
30 years.
last.
I'm not as old as Tom, but
Yeah.
I was 15 and in high school in the 80s, and I was told you better get on this soccer bandwagon because it's coming like a freight train
Okay,
down the track.
I was
That's
alive.
great.
I was alive when soccer was invented. So
Right, that's true. You were there with the first soccer ball.
Yes.
In the 80s, there wasn't even a U.S. national team, first of all. And second of all, I don't care what happened or what's been happening for 30 years. That doesn't matter. What's happening right now is what I'm talking about.
Right,
and
but-
right now,
Right,
you
but
can't
it's not
deny that
going
they're...
to-
No, we don't
It's
deny
not
it. We're
gonna
just saying it's not going to
transfer to the
transfer.
future.
Yeah,
All
that's what
right,
I'm
if
saying.
that's what you think, that's fine. I disagree. I think that there's been a major outpouring of support for it. I think it's been, with young people especially, I think that there's certainly more interest in it than there has been in the past. I don't think there's any way to deny that. Look at
young
the
people
numbers.
are the ones who play it.
They play it, sure.
That's
Young people have always been the ones who play it.
right. Exactly.
And I sent you a text. SI about 10 years ago did a stat on that, and they were baffled as to why soccer doesn't translate into viewership as people get older. Even the people that have played it through college, they stop watching it. They lose interest in viewing it.
Absolutely. I agree. I don't like watching soccer most of the year. I'm not one of these soccer people. I'm just saying.
Christian's point is that this is the time when it will trend upward. I disagree.
And he has no history to back that up. And we have all
Because
kinds of
history
history
doesn't
to say it's
freaking
not
matter,
gonna
Jim.
happen.
It doesn't. History
he
doesn't matter.
He doesn't think
It really doesn't. There was no
How does it not
Twitter
matter?
because for 30 years everyone's
see-
been saying soccer's going to get bad.
Right,
That's
but
not
see, you said-
necessarily
no,
true.
no, hold on a second. Stop the presses here. Now,
Uh-huh.
yesterday, see, this is
I
my
don't care
point.
what happened. I care
Hold
what's
on.
going to happen.
Right. Stop the presses here. All right?
Yes.
My point was, about the increase, and you just said it. There's no Twitter back then, right? That's the point.
Okay.
Everything is social media has increased the awareness,
And social media is a fad too. That's not going to be.
it will be.
sticking
It
around.
will
Of
be.
course
With,
it is.
it will be with regard to the World Cup and to soccer. It will
Right.
disappear. And then once that
Christian,
disappears,
everything is
it'll
based
disappear.
on history. How do you think they buy and sell stocks? It's on speculation, but they also go back and do the history and the trends. When you draft a player, you draft it based on his history. A guy falls because he's had injuries in college, or a guy rises because he shined in college. Everything is based on
What
history.
the hell does that have to do with the last 30 years of soccer?
Oh,
You have no reason to believe soccer is going to be some big boom in the next 20 years.
Okay, up until they invented basketball and put peach baskets up in a gym in Springfield, no one probably thought basketball was going to catch on like it has. I mean, what the hell is the
don't
point?
know.
I mean, come on.
I was around back then.
You installed those first peach baskets.
I kind of led the charge.
Jim, thanks for the call. It's a good call.
I kind of led the charge, and it worked.
All right, 603-883-9900, your phone number, 883-990. That was a good call, though. I mean, he's making some points here. I'm not trying to die on a hill for soccer. I'm telling you what
just think that it's going to trend
the way
upward,
I'm seeing
right.
and what I'm interpreting it, and historically, okay, if we want to talk about history, don't talk about the history of soccer. I mean, if you want to, fine, but soccer has always been very popular everywhere except America. We have other more popular sports
Put it
in
in a
America.
nutshell. Put it in a
I think
nutshell.
soccer can start to contend
Put
with
it
that.
in a nutshell.
And it's already doing it.
Right. Well, no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Put it in a nutshell. All right. And the fact is, you think that this World Cup, with all the interest that has been in it nationally, in the United States, that soccer will benefit from this and take off. That is your point.
I don't think it's going to necessarily take off right away.
Let me tell you something. If it doesn't take off right away, it's not going to take off.
And how do you know that?
Because my point is that the interest will disappear.
The interest will go down, obviously. It's the opposite. This big tournament just happened, an international tournament. You can't compare the Super Bowl to a preseason game. That's ridiculous.
My point is that interest in soccer will just go back to what it was.
Maybe it will. And you know what? Maybe you're right. Listen, I'm not here sitting pounding my chest saying I'm definitely right. I'm just saying.
Now, I've enjoyed watching this soccer.
Right. It's been a great tournament. I think people
I've
who have watched it have enjoyed it.
I've enjoyed it because I've seen a lot of scoring opportunities that have been blown, but they were opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched soccer games where the ball just goes boing, 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 and nothing happens.
High school soccer games.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, but it's even some of the European stuff. You turn on TV and I watch it for a minute and I go, okay, switch.
Mm-hmm.
And, but the World Cup stuff, you've seen some interesting games. You've seen opportunities to score.
Right.
You've seen excitement. You've seen some drama. So
maybe if you watch more than 1 minute of the European games, you'd see more of them.
I don't know.
You're watching these games beginning to end.
No, I'm not watching the beginning to end.
The World Cup games?
No.
Well, for the most part, you're watching a much more sizable portion of the games than you would a
maybe
random MLS game or a Barclays League or whatever it is.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the same game, isn't it?
It is. It is the same game, but I think it's
mostly
better,
the same players.
It's better played.
Of course it is. These are the best players from each country. I mean, that's why I'm saying you can't.
So
compare
I've enjoyed
it.
So I've enjoyed it.
Right.
All right. But the problem is, I just think that it was. I just think that it was a national fad that is going to disappear.
All right, and that's your prerogative to believe that.
Right.
I believe that people in this country and all around, and in this region specifically, where the World Cup did big numbers, I think that it's become bigger than that. I think that more people are interested in the European leagues. I think MLS is getting bigger, and I think that all of the interest and all of the people who gathered and watched all of these games aren't suddenly. I mean, some of them, yes, they're never going to watch another soccer game again, of course. But I just think to assume that all these millions and millions of people are suddenly just going to say, "I don't like soccer anymore," is a little naive. I mean, these are bigger crowds than we've seen before.
What I think is they're not going to be interested in the alternative venue that's on with soccer after this.
Yeah, maybe not.
And that's where the interest will die off. If World Cup was going on year round like this, yeah, it probably would keep going up. But it's just going to drop. It's going to drop, and it's going to get back to where it was. And we'll talk, 4 years from now, it'll go back up again. It's just, I've seen it over and over again.
All right.
You know?
Fair enough. I think we've beaten this topic to death about as well as we possibly can.
Well, we haven't scored a goal yet. So
That's true. We're still at a 0-0 tie. We're going to have to go to penalties in a minute
here.
here.
No kidding, I know.
603-883-9900.
Let me get back to my show.
Your phone number, 883-9900.
Once upon a time. No.
Text in 50352. Text line up and running, as always. Mark Herzlis will be joining us at 1 o'clock. We have a brand new Christians Believe It or Not for you at 2:30. Yes, we do.
Oh, my goodness.
We don't have to do it, though. You can sub out and instead go with the spelling bee.
Nah, we'll do the Believe It or Not.
You want to do the Believe It or Not instead?
Believe It or Not is a true, false, yes, no. Spelling bee?
Spelling bee could be a tough one.
COWEIEIO. Dang nabbit.
That ad was funny the first time.
It's funny now.
It got old after a while.
did.
Geico. I
all
don't know
get
what's
old.
up with Geico. Listen, I like Geico.
They have so many different angles for their ads. It's unbelievable.
And so many of them are so bad. That's the problem. Geico used to churn out consistently hilarious ads.
Yeah, I know.
The first caveman ads were so funny. I mean, they were just like brilliant.
Oh, yeah, they were great.
The one where the guy's walking in
Right,
the
and they-
airport
and
and
they-
he's got the badminton racket and
and they-
sees the sign. That was
and
great.
And they disappeared.
Yeah. They
They
tried to make a TV
disappeared.
show out of it.
Yeah.
Talk about out kicking your coverage there. Those ads were great. And now we have this lizard dancing around talking about cheesesteaks. And I'm like, what the hell does this have to do with car
Well,
insurance?
this has been around forever.
Yeah, but have you seen the cheesesteak shuffle? He goes, hi, I'm a lizard now, the cheesesteak shuffle. And he starts dancing around.
because every
and someone
time-
sings a song about cheesesteak in the background.
No,
I'm like,
because-
what am I watching?
Because every time I hear the cheesesteak shuffle, I get hungry and I go to the fridge.
Yes,
So
exactly.
That's what changes.
The other ads where it's like, Joe, look, everybody knows that. Well, did you know this? And then they say some random fact. There's like 2 funny ones of those. The rest of them are painful. Oh, they're just brutal. I can't deal with them. I don't know what happened. Maybe they fired all their funny people there in the Geico ad department, but they need to hire them back.
Either that or they need to get new drugs.
Or that, yes. Hire Don Draper.
That's where this starts. Let's be honest. That's where this all starts.
Right.
You know, Don Draper does his best work when he's starting to hit the sauce.
Exactly.
You know? So it's
You know who I'm convinced they're on, the ad people are on drugs? Coors Light. And I love Coors Light, first of all, so I'm not going to say anything.
The Geico people definitely.
Coors Light, are you kidding? People are hot, and then all of a sudden this giant magic train cools everybody off when it comes by, and then goes on out after that? That's not drugs? Come on, that's got to be drugs.
I don't know. Maybe.
All right, so there's this train, right?
I
And
know.
everybody's really hot, okay?
Yeah.
And then the train comes, and all of a sudden everybody's frozen.
That's true. Yeah.
That's drugs. I'm sorry.
Those are bad drugs, though.
Yeah.
That's not good stuff.
Bad-
That's
bad trip, you think?
Nah, that's just the light stuff. That's not really good.
What are you doing for the 4th, Tom? You
I have no clue because the weather's, all screwed up.
want to come up to the lake?
Not really.
You sure?
I have the pool. Why do I need the lake?
That's true.
The compound trumps all.
Yeah.
All right. It
Except when you pee in the pool, you're there and it's there for the whole time. And don't
but
act
I
like
don't do it.
Of course you do.
No, I
Everybody-
don't.
Everybody pees in every pool. Every
No,
week.
I don't.
I'm gonna go pee in your pool,
No, you better not.
but I'm gonna be standing outside of it, peeing into it. That's what's gonna happen, like that little kid.
I've had one.
When you pee in the
I've
lake,
had-
though, it just takes it.
I've had one
goes away.
pool party.
Yeah.
In the time that I've had.
I'd
this thing.
imagine it didn't go well.
One pool party.
And that's why there's only one.
Exactly.
What happened?
Because a half hour into it, this little 3-year-old muskrat not only threw a rock into the pool, which is very bad for the liner,
Mm-hmm.
but peed in it.
Not great, Bob.
Exactly.
But he was standing
And when
outside
I told
of it,
the mother,
peeing into the pool.
and I told the mother, you want to do something about your kids? She looked at me like I had 5.
That's the worst.
That 5, what was a 3-year-old boy? What do you expect? I
I
expect him to
expect
behave
him not to pee in the
in my pool. Yeah.
while standing outside of it, aiming his little wiener into the pool. That's ridiculous.
The
You can't have it.
the chlorine will kill it.
Not the point, ma'am.
Oh man, I'm
Sorry,
telling you.
madam, but that is
So-
not what we're upset about.
So, that was 3 years ago.
yeah.
So no, it was 2 summers ago.
Yeah, it was, because we knew it. Yeah, you told
right.
me
We were
that
doing shit.
when it
Yeah.
happened,
So
yeah.
that's the last.
Last
That's the
pool
first
party.
and last.
Now every
pool
pool party.
party
is a pool party of one.
Exactly.
That's exactly why.
It is a
603.
pool party of one, and that is the way it's gonna stay.
Very good. All right, 603-883-9900. Your phone number, 883-9900. Text is 50352. Let's get into the Red Sox next.
CSA Graphics offers the best screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items in the area. Everything is done in-house, which allows CSA to make just one or thousands of items. Whether it's t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, or uniforms, CSA will increase your brand awareness and get the word out about your company. CSA Graphics considers customer service their top priority. Gary and his staff work directly with you to create your printed version in the most efficient and affordable manner possible.
Call CSA Graphics at 978-577-6427 or visit CSAGFX.com.
Hurry into Lowe's for this week's great deals, including 10 to 30% off major appliances $3.99 and up. Plus, get 18-month special financing when you use your Lowe's consumer credit card. Stop into Lowe's for these and other savings to help you update your home and get ready for a much-deserved long weekend. Lowe's, never stop improving. Offers valid through 7/7. Exclusions apply. Purchases with a Lowe's consumer credit card subject to credit approval. See store or Lowe's.com for details.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Colin Cowherd.
I don't buy Carmelo Anthony going to the Bulls, not because the Bulls aren't really, really good. I picked him to win the title this year, and then Derrick Rose got hurt, and they shipped off Luol Deng. What Chicago did yesterday, they had this big sales pitch for Carmelo Anthony, and I think that's great, and I think that works in college. But I think historically, pro sports is show me the money, because a kid, by the time you get to the NBA, you've played since you were 7 years old, you're now 27 years old, and it's a short shelf life. You can be a doctor for 40 years or a teacher for 50, but you can't play NBA for more than about 13 to 14 before you physically start falling apart. And I also think that Carmelo Anthony learned a lesson. When he moved from Denver to New York, he figured out that you don't want to force a team to give up draft picks and force a team to move people, because you'll get to New York or get to Chicago and you won't have the players around.
Hurry into Lowe's for this week's great deals, including 10 to 30% off major appliances $3.99 and up. Plus, get 18-month special financing when you use your Lowe's consumer credit card. Stop into Lowe's for these and other savings to help you update your home and get ready for a much-deserved long weekend. Lowe's, never stop improving. Offers valid 7/3 through 7/7. Exclusions apply. Purchases with a Lowe's consumer credit card subject to credit approval. See store or Lowe's.com for details.
I commute from Schenectady to Manhattan. It's about a 6-hour round trip on a good day. But it's cool. My family loves it here. And I love books on tape. So...
Life is a long drive. Make sure your car is along for the ride. Mobile Super Motor Oil is formulated to help prevent sludge and protect against wear. Mobile Super for long engine life. Now at Advance Auto Parts, get 5 quarts of Mobile Super conventional motor oil with a DriveWorks filter for $18.99. See store for details. Certain restrictions apply.
Hi, it's Bob from Bob's Discount Furniture. A recliner is built for one purpose, comfort. And my power recliners at only $3.99 each have taken comfort to a new level. With the touch of a button, recline to your perfect comfort position. In fabric or bonded leather everywhere you sit. All with my famous Bobopedic memory foam cushions. You can't get more comfortable. Power recliners only $3.99 each, in-store or online at mybobs.com.
It's time to stop worrying about driving too many miles and eliminate mileage constraints. Holloway Motor Cars of Manchester is proud to announce the bold changes to the Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned program. Introducing unlimited confidence from Mercedes-Benz. What does that mean? Now all Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned come with unlimited mileage warranty. Yes, unlimited miles. There's more. 2.99% financing, 2 payment credits, and limited time offer for free prepaid maintenance when you finance a 2010, 11, or 12 certified C, E, M, and GL class from Holloway Motor Cars of Manchester. Yes, 2.99%, 2 payment credits and prepaid maintenance, and unlimited mileage warranty. What are you waiting for? The time to buy your certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz is now. These offers are time sensitive, so don't miss out. Visit us in person or online at benzcars.com. That's benzcars.com. Offer valid to qualified buyers through Mercedes-Benz Financial. 2 payment credits and prepaid maintenance valid in specified models only. See dealer for details. Restrictions may apply. benzcars.com.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. you can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
Text the word JOIN to 50352 and join the ESPN New Hampshire Text Club. Scores, standings, trades, and rumors. This is the ESPN New Hampshire Sports Center.
It was a clean sweep as the Chicago Cubs hammered the Boston Red Sox last night 16-9. In the loss, rookie Mookie Betts hit his first Major League home run.
And the righty pitch. Swing high, fly ball left field. This one may go. High, and gone into the monster seats. Mookie Betts with his first Major League home run. He crushed it deep into the monster seats and left.
The Red Sox are off today as they have an off day to rest before welcoming the Baltimore Orioles to town for a 3-game set. Corey Aldridge and the New Hampshire Fisher Cats beat the Reading Fighting Phils for the second straight night. Aldridge led the way with a 3-run home run. The two clubs will battle it out again tonight in Reading. First pitch, 7:05. After getting rained out last night, the Nashua Silver Knights look to return to action, weather permitting. They're at home taking on the Seacoast Mavericks. You can listen to all Silver Knight home games all season long on our sister station, WSMN 1590. The Boston Bruins signed goaltender Jeremy Smith. And make sure you tune in all next week for chances to win tickets to the NASCAR Sprint Series race at Loudon next Saturday. I'm Rich Flair, and the Sports Center Update is brought to you by Peters of Nashua. For the lowest prices, period, it's Peters of Nashua. Visit them online at petersauto.com.
Local sports talk for the New Hampshire sports fan. This is ESPN New Hampshire, Christian and King.
All right, we're back here on Christian and King, 603-883-9900. Your phone number, 883-9900.
Help's on the way for you.
Help's on the way?
Yeah.
For the Red Sox?
Yeah.
In the form of?
In the form of about 6 years from now.
How's that?
They signed 2 big Cuban pitchers.
Yes, 16-year-olds.
Anderson Espinosa of Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, I guess it's not Cuban, but Venezuela.
Cuba, Venezuela,
international
same thing.
pitchers. And Christopher Acosta of the DR.
Yes. He's 16. I know that.
Yep. Yep.
Is the other guy too?
Well, if they're 16, they're making more than I'll ever make in my lifetime. 1.8 million to 1.5 million. Good grief.
Not bad. Not bad, Venezuela. Anyways, yeah, that's something to look forward to, I guess, which is more than we can say for this
Why
for this
did I
season
make any
right
money
here.
as a wiffle ball pitcher or a wiffle ball hitter? I don't understand.
Yeah, a lot of money to be made in wiffle ball, Tom.
It is, you know. I could have cornered the market there.
Yeah.
Back when I was 16 and 17.
One highlight of last night, Mookie Betts getting his first home run, and the guy who caught the ball is someone that he knew, which I thought was kind of interesting.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Xander Bogaerts, a low light. He was hitless in 4 at-bats. He's 0 for his last 23. Started off the season very well in the month of July. In his first 8 at-bats in the month of July, he is hitless. And in the month of June, he was 13 for 96 with 27 strikeouts. He was the only guy last night who didn't get a hit, at least one. And that tells you something because there were 35 freaking hits last night as the Red Sox got swept right out of Fenway by the Cubs.
That was a game that wouldn't end, right?
No, about 4 hours plus.
I got rained out.
Good. You're lucky.
I know.
Red Sox wish they could have gotten
I know, I
rained out
bet.
last night.
Did it get delayed at all?
No.
No, they started right on time.
It didn't even rain down there.
I couldn't even. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to. I couldn't believe it when it had to be after 9 o'clock or just approaching that, and they were in the 4th inning.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this must have been delayed for a little while.
Jerry Remy lost a tooth while on the air,
That
which
was
was
funny.
I couldn't see I couldn't hear what was happening.
It was just funny.
I missed it when it first happened. I saw later in the 7th
it was just funny.
Orsillo had the pliers and stuff, and I'm like, what the hell is going on?
It was just funny seeing Orsillo crack up like that. He was just he lost it for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
You could hear it. You could hear it in between pitches when they were just holding it in, you know?
I like Orsillo.
I know it. No, he had lost it. He had just completely lost it.
They do play a little too much grab-ass, but I do like them. I'll say this. If there was a murder trial coming up in October, I wouldn't have been chuckling the way I was.
No,
nobody else would have either. And I'm glad, for one, I'm glad that Jerry Remy, appears to be back and sort of in his groove and able to, do his job as well as he can. And I think that, honestly, but Jared pleading guilty was maybe the best possible thing that could have happened there. And all season long up until that happened, I was having a hard time really watching those games. Now, no trouble at all.
Yeah, really? Oh, okay.
That's really all it took.
I just turned on the TV and saw Arcilla. I didn't know it was a tooth. I just saw Arcilla with a pair of pliers in his hand. And I'm like, what the heck's going on
Yeah,
here?
and he's going into the mouth, and I'm like, why is this happening? What's going on?
I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea.
There was no sound, so I was just like, why is this happening?
No clue.
I didn't even. Not even sure I was watching the game. 4 hours and 19 minutes, by the way, is how long it took to sweep the Red Sox.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Now I see what the Cubs are doing. They got some good young players.
Yeah, they do.
You know, if they get better, they'll be fine.
Sure.
You know, I mean, some of them look like really young. Who was that big guy that used to be a Red Sox draft choice pick?
Rizzo?
Is it Rizzo? Yeah.
Rizzo was, he's part of,
Oh, God.
I don't know if that's who you're talking about, but
I
he
don't
was.
know. I don't know. There was
point.
one player there that looked like he was 19. He was big.
Yeah,
the first baseman, Rizzo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was him. Yep. Oh, my God.
The Red Sox are currently 9 games under 500. When they came into this series with the Cubs were 12 games under, and the Red Sox were 6 games under, and now they're both 9 games under. In the wild card era, no team has made the playoffs when they were at least 9 games under 500 at any point past the midpoint of the season, which is true, but we've only had the 2 wild cards for 1 season, so that doesn't really mean much to me.
Right.
The 16-9 final is the most runs the Cubs have ever scored in interleague play, most runs the Red Sox have ever allowed in interleague play, most runs the Red Sox have allowed in a game since August 31st, 2012, a 22 loss at Oakland, and the most runs the Red Sox have allowed at home since April 17th, 2012, in a loss to Texas. Last time the Cubs swept a series at Fenway Park was, want to take a guess at this one, Tom?
Last time the Cubs swept a series at Fenway, a regular season series? Regular season at Fenway Park? I would say never.
1915.
Oh, they played each other?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
1915. I'm sorry. I'm wrong.
That was a World Series, right?
Last time the Cubs swept a series in Fenway Park was 1915, but they played the Boston Braves.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It was Fenway Park, but it wasn't the Red Sox.
Yeah, it could have been the Red Sox.
Right.
They were in different leagues. They
Of
wouldn't have
course.
played. Right. And I knew they never swept the series. They didn't only play since it started.
I thought maybe there was a chance one of those years they were all in the same league or something. I don't know. I wasn't sure.
No.
But anyway, there you go. So
Did they ever play each other in a World Series?
Red Sox and Cubs? I think so. I'm pretty sure they have.
It would have been way back then.
Yeah, one of the 1918, something like that,
something like
Red Sox World Series championships. I'm pretty sure they did.
Not World Series championship, just World Series. When was the last time the Cubs won it? 04, 05, something like that? Been that long?
The Cubs?
Yeah, when was the last time they won it?
I don't know.
They're the longest now.
Yeah, they are. Let me see. I can find that out.
Lovable losers.
Yeah, except when they're not lovable.
Except this year.
All right, let me tell you the
Red
last
Sox
time the
fans.
Chicago Cubs won the World Series. That would be they tied the World Series
when was
back
that?
in 1885.
Okay.
They won the World Series in 1908.
1908.
And
that
was
was
the last
That was
one.
the last time. Yeah, I know. I remember that 1885 World Series. That was pretty good. I liked it.
And they didn't make the playoffs. Jesus. From 1945 to 1984.
Yeah, I remember the 84 team. Zimmer, you know who
Cubs
managed
didn't even make the playoffs.
You know who managed that 84 team?
The 84 Cubs?
Mhm.
You just started to say Don Zimmer, so I'm assuming Don Zimmer?
I think it was.
Really?
I think so.
Let's take a look.
No, it might have been no. You know who it was? Riggleman, I think.
Actually, it was Jim Frey.
Jim Frey. Oh, no, Riggleman. not Jim Riggleman. Jim Fry, right. Jim
Fry, not Frey.
Jim Fry.
Right.
Who was actually hired by the Cubs.
You know who was the shortstop on that team?
Ooh. Ooh.
Larry Boa.
Okay.
Starting shortstop, 84
I
Cubs.
was going to say Mario Guerrero. All right. Okay. All right. Fry was actually hired at one point by Chicago to be their president GM.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess he took the manager's job. And I think the guy who was in charge of the Cubs then, in 1984, if I'm not mistaken, was Dallas Green. Because I think Dallas Green left the Phillies for a president's job at the Chicago Cubs.
Interesting.
Yes. And he hired Jim Fry as his manager. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And the Cubs took off.
Dallas
Now,
Green
Zimmer,
was the GM, yeah.
Yep. Now Zimmer took the Cubs to the playoffs once, too.
Mm-hmm.
They always lost. But that Fry team,
yeah,
they had a 2-0 lead on San Diego, and they lost it. They had a 2-0 and a best-of-5 in the NLCS.
Yeah, and they lost 3-2, you're right.
Yep, they blew it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bummer.
I know, huh?
Poor Larry Boa. 603-883.
When I was at the Dairy News.
9,900. Tom, I don't care about the 84
I
Cubs.
had-
I really don't want to talk about this anymore.
I had an upstairs office And then basically the guy who I shared it was part-time. He was hardly ever there. He was the entertainment reporter. And I had a nice old black and white TV up there.
Yeah.
And I could just watch. I watched. That was when the Major League playoffs were always, they still are during the day.
When they were always, way back when they were always on TV.
During the day. During the day.
Right.
Even the NLCS, even the championship series were during the day.
Were day games? Wow.
They were day games. And saw that. Remember watching those games. It was fun.
That's a great story.
When baseball was baseball.
You remember watching?
There were no wild cards. This wild card crap.
Right.
To keep teams that are 9 games under 500, giving them hope.
Like the Yankees.
They're 1 game under 500.
Are they only 1 under?
Only 1
After
under.
getting swept? See, that's the thing. Red Sox went on this horrible road trip, and they only lost 1 game in the standings. I don't even think they lost any games in the standings getting swept by Chicago. It's just,
they did.
No matter
Toronto,
what they do.
Toronto,
They lost
2-3.
They lost 2, yeah. So they lost 2 games in the standings. This entire run they've been on, getting just massacred in Oakland, Seattle, and then winning 2 in New York, coming back, getting swept by the Cubs, and you only lose 2-3 games in the standings?
Toronto is 8 games over 500. The Red Sox, the Yankees are 1 game back. 1 game below 500, so like 4.5 back. The Orioles are the closest chasers. I think they're 4 or 5 over 500.
Okay.
So they're on.
They're
their heels
6
a little
over
bit.
500.
Yeah, this will be an interesting series.
Yankees are 1 under. Red Sox are 9 under.
This is going to be interesting this weekend. I'll tell you right now.
No, it isn't.
It is because it's if the Orioles.
The Orioles are going to score about 1 million runs, and the Red Sox are going to score 3, and they're going to lose 1 million to 3.
The Orioles can bury the Red Sox here.
I think they're going to bury the Red Sox.
They could really put them back. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
the Yankees are playing at the Twins. So.
Yeah, Twins are kind of sneaky good this year.
Yes, they are. Well, let's see. They're sneaky good to the tune of.
They're not good. They're
38 and 45.
They're last place in the Central, but they're kind of sneaky good.
Oh, yeah, they're real sneaky.
Sneaky good.
Yeah, they're sneaky.
If they were good, I'd just say they were good. They're like sort of they can beat you.
Yeah.
They just don't. Tomorrow night's fireworks at Holman Stadium have been postponed, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody who is planning on going out tomorrow night to check out the fireworks at Holman, it has been postponed to Saturday, and they will shoot the first one off at 9 p.m. Saturday night. So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. In Boston, they moved it up. They moved it to today. It's supposed to rain today, too.
No, I think tonight is good. But you know what?
I heard it was going to rain hard tonight in Boston.
No.
And then it's supposed to be a disaster all day Friday. Why not just do it on Saturday?
I saw the forecast. Forecast is for fine later on tonight.
In Boston?
Yes.
You sure?
Yep.
It's not what I heard last night.
I know, but it changes, Christian. It changes by day, So,
sometimes.
Yeah, it did. I saw it. I saw it over and over again. I watched it 5 times this morning.
Good morning, Manchester.
Yeah. Well, if it didn't come from him, I don't care.
Well,
if Caprillion didn't say it, it didn't happen.
So I'm the Holman thing. That's all off the Boston forecast. I don't think up here we're going to get that much.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. I think you're going to get hit a little bit more than we are.
Well, I'm not going to be down there, so.
Oh, you may not. You may not see a thing.
Up at the lake?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
That would be awesome.
You might see a cold front come through and spark a couple showers, but you might not see the tropical downpours that are coming off with this thing. This is more of a Boston South.
Don't tell people this. Now the lake's going to be all crowded.
I know. Go on up to the lake. It'll be fine.
No, go to Hampton Beach.
So I think Holman.
Leave me alone.
I think Holman they could have done it. I think they could have done it at Holman.
Yeah.
Well, actually, if we do get any downpours here without being able to tarp the field because they fertilized the field, so they couldn't.
Do they ever?
The Silver Knights couldn't use the tarp last night.
Really?
Because the field was fertilized. Had they been able to use the tarp, they probably would have been able to play later. It would have started very late, but they probably would have gotten a game in.
So you were happy that they didn't?
Keep that tarp off, baby.
Couldn't have been happier, as a matter of fact.
We had a secondary downpour at around 7:10 that basically killed the infield.
Okay.
And that's why they had to postpone.
When's Tom King bobblehead day coming up, by the way?
It's the week I come back, July 18th.
Really? Yeah. Awesome. All right, 603-883-9900. That's your phone number. Once again, tomorrow night's fireworks at Holman Stadium have been postponed. They will start Saturday at 9 p.m., and we'll give you more updates on what's going on in New Hampshire next with Notes from the Kingdom. Keep it right here. Update from Rich Flair, then Notes when we come back.
Steak and cheese fans, listen up. Quiznos Subs on Main Street in Nashua just came out with the Vince Special, which is a large spicy steak bomb for only $8.49. You get actual black Angus steak with Genoa salami, mozzarella, sauteed onions and peppers, and chipotle mayo. So grab the Vince Special, large spicy steak bomb today at Quiznos on Main Street in Nashua.
Quiznos Subs. Toasty.
Hey, Lynn, how are you?
Great. It's been a while. You look good.
Thanks. Hey, can you tell? I knocked off a few pounds recently.
Yeah, I mean, you really look good.
Well, I can't take all the credit. I owe it to Dr. Waldman and his cool sculpting.
Who?
Dr. Waldman. He's right on Riverside Street in Nashua. I'm telling you, I never had a hard time with my appearance. I work out, I eat healthy, but I just couldn't get rid of these love handles until I had cool sculpting at Dr. Waldman's.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of Dr. Waldman and the new cool sculpting. The entire staff there's great. They'll sit down with you and consult on exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, they made my cool sculpting experience comfortable and safe. No incisions, no downtime. Plus, I was back at the gym the same night.
And I must say, I like what I see.
Well, then I'll see you for dinner.
Absolutely.
Waldman Plastic Surgery and Dermatology on Riverside Street in Nashua. Make sure to mention this ESPN New Hampshire ad to get a free cool sculpting consultation with Dr. Waldman. Call 603-577-5559 or visit them online at Waldman Plastic Surgery and Dermatology.com. That's Waldman Plastic Surgery and Dermatology.com.
Want to start a business, don't you? It's scary. I know the feeling. 6 years ago, when we started the Dan Patrick Show, same thing. Wasn't sure where to go, who to ask, what the answers I was looking for. I wasn't even sure the right questions. Then we found LegalZoom, or they found us. It's National Start Your Business Month, and they'll help you. You want to set up an LLC, an S corporation, sole proprietorship, nonprofit? LegalZoom takes care of you from start to finish. Award-winning service developed by the best legal minds in the country. And every business gets personalized attention. That's why over 90% of LegalZoom customers would recommend the service to their family. And over 24 companies in the Inc. 500 list started through LegalZoom. LegalZoom's not a law firm, provides self-help services at your specific direction. Easy-to-use business accounting software that you're going to get for free, a $269 value. Be sure to enter Patrick in the referral box at checkout. So start your business, protect your family, safeguard your assets, and do it at LegalZoom.com today.
Did you hear? U.S. savings bonds have gone electronic. Now you can purchase them from the convenience of your own home through TreasuryDirect.gov, a safe and secure website operated by the U.S. Department of the Treasury. No more extra trips to the bank. No more paper bonds to keep track of. Instead, you can open a free Treasury Direct account and buy and manage your electronic savings bonds online, anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. U.S. savings bonds are an affordable and smart choice for many Americans. For as little as $25, you can buy a U.S. savings bond for yourself or a loved one. Savings bonds are safe investments. Whether your goal is to retire comfortably, pay for a college education, or protect yourself and your family from the unexpected, it's always a good time to save for the future. Visit www.treasurydirect.gov to buy an electronic savings bond today.
We're sick of hearing these guys talk so much, so give them a call at 603-883-9900. Scores, standings, trades, and rumors. This is the ESPN New Hampshire Sports Center.
Corey Aldridge and the New Hampshire Fisher Cats beat the Reading Fighting Phils for the second straight night. Aldridge led the way with a 3-run homer. The two clubs will battle it out again in Reading tonight. First pitch, 7:05. After getting rained out last night, the Silver Knights will look to return to action, weather permitting, at Holman Stadium tonight. They'll take on the Seacoast Mavericks. You can listen to all Silver Knight home games all season long on our sister station, WSMN 1590. And the fireworks that were supposed to be held at Holman Stadium tomorrow night have been postponed to Saturday. It was a clean sweep for the Chicago clubs as they hammered the Boston Red Sox last night, 16-9. In the loss, however, rookie Mookie Betts hit his first Major League home run, and manager John Farrell feels that's just a sign of things to come.
A lot of athleticism there. He gets a pitch up in the strike zone. There's plenty of bat speed. It was good to see it clicked for him here tonight. A couple of base hits. Hopefully this gives him a little bit of a chance to take a little bit of a deep breath and recognize that he manages his at-bats very well.
The Red Sox are off today as they'll welcome in the Baltimore Orioles for a 3-game set over the weekend. I'm Rich Flair, and this Sports Center has been brought to you by Bud Light. Bud Light, gentlemen, the sure sign of a good time.
This is the sports station with granite roots. This is ESPN New Hampshire, Christian and King.
603-883-9900, your phone number, 883-9900. You can text us 50352. I'm Christian, that's King, and it's time for Notes from the Kingdom. Get you caught up on what's going on here in the great granite state of New Hampshire. Tom, you ready?
Yeah.
Message for you, son.
King in the castle, king in the castle. Notes from the kingdom.
Pool's high in chlorine. There's one note.
It is. All the kids peeing in it. You have to be.
I know, kidding. Well, basically the only thing going on right now and the rest of these next few days, the Fisher Cats, I believe they come home. They're usually around on the 4th of July, but I'm not sure this year. But the Silver Knights will be home tonight. If I'm not mistaken, because it's a fireworks night, they're going to try to start that game at 6:45 to get it in, because that way they can go 3 hours and 15 minutes, because I think they can't start the fireworks until after 10. You know, they can't start the fireworks after 10. So they need no 18-inning game tonight. They won't get any fireworks.
Yeah.
That's a big. Tonight's a big fireworks night there. I believe the weather will be okay for this one. I think yesterday was the day when those storms are coming through. I believe today or tonight the weather will be okay. So and they will send Tom Udon to the hill. He was supposed to pitch last night. Now, a couple of notes on them. Say goodbye to Quinn Wahlberg, the Oklahoma kid. One of the top 5 high school players in Oklahoma, playing here at Holman Stadium in Nashua, has to go home. Hip flexor injury, groin/hip flexor injury. He is not able to. It was going to take him 6 weeks to heal. They said, okay, there's no reason to stay here. So home he goes, and that's it for his season. Donnie Simone, who they got, an outfielder from Wesleyan, made an impression his first night when he nailed somebody at the plate with a great throw from center field. He's done. He got hit in the face with a pitch. And, well, this is right up your alley, Christian.
Yeah.
Broke his jaw.
Ouch.
Wired shut the other day.
For how long, do you know?
Don't know. But
do you know where he got hit? I could probably tell you which part of his jaw.
One side and broke the other side.
It hit one side and the other side?
And pushed the other side out.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
And you know what?
He probably got him on the hinges.
A couple of weeks ago, I told you about Brandon Walsh, who smacked into the screen. That happened at Pittsfield.
Really?
2 Silver Knights players in 2 weeks' time suffered facial injuries at Pittsfield's Wacona Park.
That's weird.
What's going on? Are you kidding me?
That's very
Don't
strange.
go anywhere near Pittsfield again, you know?
And if you do wear a mask.
I know. Oh, my God.
That's
you know?
unbelievable.
But support Simone. I mean, that is tough. And Walsh is back. He's playing and everything else. But the other guy, he's not. You're not going to see him the rest of the year. So they have lost those 2 guys, and they're on the lookout right now. I think they signed a couple other players that are coming in. One of them is a high school kid from Conval. Clough is his last name. And because they have a high school spot now that Wahlberg's not there. A recent high school grad spot is what they call it. So they will take the field tonight against the Seacoast Mavericks at 6:45 in Holman Stadium. So there you go.
Very
That's
good.
The big note from the kingdom. That's the big thing that's going on with this baseball team.
All right. I got one note, and that's from Manchester. The public beach at Crystal Lake has reopened just in time. The beach was closed for 3 days last week because of high levels of E. coli.
Crystal Lake, I believe that's in Derry.
Is it?
Yes. It's not
I
in
thought it
Manchester.
was in Manchester.
It's in Derry.
Oh, okay, my bad. Crystal Lake.
That's where the police chief threatened to put me at the bottom of. Remember?
Right,
I told you that story?
of course.
Yes.
You would know then.
Right.
Manchester Health Department said today that analysis of water samples taken on Tuesday indicate the E. coli levels are within acceptable limits. Always love to hear that.
You see?
Yeah.
You think it's easy to whiz in the lake? See, that's what happens. You see?
That's not how that happens.
Yes, it
actually.
does.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
under
is.
New Hampshire state law, Class B waters, those acceptable for fishing, swimming, and other recreational purposes, shall not have a greater than average of 88 Escherichia E. coli per 100 milliliters of water.
E. coli.
88 Escherichia coli. When water samples are greater than 88, the health department can close the areas. Anyway, it's back open. So, if you're looking for a place to beat the heat and don't mind a little E. coli in your in your bathing suit, then go for it.
E. coli.
Very good. All right, there's your notes from the kingdom. 603-883-9900, your phone number, 883-9900.
Next notes, I'll tell you all about my vacation.
Yes, and that is the last notes from the kingdom for quite a while that we're going to get from the lips of Tom King, as he is taking off tomorrow for a week-long vacation, one of 2 week-long vacations he's going to take this summer. I've already had my one. Now I got to start working on my second
then I'm
one.
taking a half-a-week vacation at the end of the summer.
A half-a-week vacation?
Well, it'll be almost a week because it's going to go from like the middle of that last week in August to through Labor Day.
You sure that's enough vacation? You sure you don't want to take a couple more?
I still have 7 days, I think.
You do?
Yeah.
Even after you use 17 of them, you still have 7 more?
I've been there 28 years.
So?
You get a lot of vacation time.
That's all you get. 603-883-9900. Text in 50352. The real question here, folks, is this. People are going to be shooting off a lot of fireworks tomorrow.
Yeah.
In
Well, I don't know. I don't think they are.
Yeah,
well,
they
depends.
are.
It depends.
Yeah,
Depends
they
on
are.
where they are.
Doesn't matter where they are.
Oh,
People who buy their own fireworks, they're not going to let a little rain stop them or a little.
You don't think so?
A little wind stop. Hell no.
Well, rain. You can't shoot fireworks off in the rain.
Sure you can.
Can you?
It's not easy, and it's not really that much
They've
fun, and
already
everybody has
started-
to stand in the rain and watch them, but people are still going to do it.
Started in my neighborhood. I get ticked off when they do that. You know, all of a sudden you hear this big boom. You know, I'm like,
Yeah, that's what fireworks are,
yeah,
Tom.
but why? You know, I mean, it's like 9 o'clock on a Monday night. Give me a break, will you please? You know, come
Really?
on. Yeah.
Really, Gramps?
Yes.
What's with all these damn fireworks on the 4th of July,
Come on. No, it's not the 4th of July yet. It's like 4 days before.
The 3rd of July.
No,
That's what today
Monday
is.
night when they went off in my neighborhood, it was
Well, you got to
June 30th. How's that?
You got to test them out, make sure they work.
Oh, for crying out loud!
You got to make sure. You can't just buy a bunch. I mean, maybe they sold you some duds. I usually get my fireworks up in Londonderry, and I don't even know the name of the place. There's a big yellow sign, and I always go in there, and I love buying fireworks in New Hampshire. And the reason why I love buying fireworks in New Hampshire, especially at this time of year, is one, you can't do it in Massachusetts, but the other thing is the people who work in these fireworks stores are awesome. They are so helpful. They'll tell you everything you want to know about every single individual firework. They'll tell you about every sale that's going on in the store. They'll walk with you. They'll explain things to you. They'll help you find what you're looking for.
Kind of like buying.
They're amazing.
Kind of like buying drugs, huh?
Sort of, yeah. They're the best. No, I mean, seriously, if drug dealers were this courteous and professional, then there would be, a whole industry of it that would be totally different than what it is today. I'm saying I don't get service like I get in a fireworks store in New Hampshire. I don't get that same kind of service in a fancy restaurant. I don't get that same kind of service in a outlet store, anywhere. I mean, these people are on a whole nother plane. They're amazing. I love the people who work in the fireworks stores. Well, in the one fireworks store that I'm talking about, whose name I can't remember, but it has a big yellow sign and it's in Londonderry. You are the
big
bomb.
yellow sign that says fireworks.
Yes, I believe that's what it says, actually. Or it's like TNT or something like that.
Oh,
But anyways, you know what? I'm going to go up there on the way up. I have to go past Londonderry anyway. I'm going there. I'm going to stop in. I'm going to buy about $800 worth of fireworks, and I'm going to shoot them all off in the rain, because that's how I roll. Rainy firework displays.
Snap, crackle,
fizzle.
thud.
Yeah.
Fizzle. Yeah,
Snap, fizzle, thud.
Yep, basically.
Basically, yes.
I know it.
There we go. All right, Tom. So how's your show prep going?
It's going good. Herzlich's got quite a story to tell.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about it? Because I haven't done any.
Oh.
I just know he went to BC. I know he had bone cancer, and I know he plays for the Giants. But I mean,
he was told.
Yeah.
By the doctors.
Never walk again.
Never able to play football again. If he survived. 10% chance of survival.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, I didn't know it was that serious when he had it.
10% chance of survival?
10% chance of survival. Yep.
That's pretty low.
It is.
So wait, then I wonder. Every time I hear that somebody survived something that they only have like a 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 some % chance of surviving, doesn't their survival up the percentage a little bit?
I don't know.
It has to, right?
I
If
don't
you
know.
survived it and you're part, then now it's 11%.
He had a rare
right?
disease, like 2 in a million people get.
Right.
So it was, but that was, they asked, the doctors told him and his mother and his father in the examining room that he was not, that physical, it was not funny, but they said in the disease, if you do survive, it will leave you so drained you won't be able to, partake in physical activity. And so then they asked, well, what about football? Well, he doesn't get any more physical than football,
Texters are all over you, Tom, by the way, saying that Crystal Lake is actually in Manchester.
Oh, it is? Well, what's in Derry? No, I don't think there's Crystal Lake.
I don't know.
It's Crystal.
You're the one who lived there, big guy, not me.
Oh, I know.
What?
in Derry, it's Crystal Ave. That's what it is.
You're about to say Crystal Ave.
Crystal Ave. No, Crystal Ave. So what's the name of the pond? Island Pond? I think it might be Island Pond. I'm not sure.
Island
well.
Pond? That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
It's either an island or a pond. It can't be both.
No, I'm just thinking.
All right. We'll be right back. Top of the hour. This was an interesting first hour, wasn't it? Can you tell you're about to go on vacation?
Oh, Lord.
603
I'm the one doing the show prep for crying out loud.
You're the one reading while I'm doing the show is what's going on here.
That's show prep.
That's not.
That's show prep.
That is not show
Yes,
prep.
it
You
is.
do show prep before the show, numbnuts.
You show, I prep.
We'll be right back. Christian and King. Mark Herzlich, New York Giants, joins us at the top of the hour.